What you consume determines the quality of your consciousness. What you put into your consciousness, what you focus your attention on, this is going to be the energy that you're digesting and integrating into your own system. And this is obvious, but it needs to be said. And it applies to all the inputs that are coming from the external world into you. So this includes food, music, conversation, people, drugs that you choose to use, movies, TV, books, literally anything that you're consuming is going to determine the quality of your consciousness. If you're on the spiritual path or the path of self-improvement, then it's especially important that you start becoming aware of what you're consuming and you start taking out things that don't need to be there. Things that maybe you've just been mindlessly consuming your whole life without really thinking about it. So, for example, music. If you pay attention to the music that is mainstream on the radio, especially hip hop, I haven't really tried listening to other genres, and I feel like it's mostly hip hop where I'm at. Most of the mainstream music is garbage. It's literally poison for your soul. Most radio hip hop is about materialism, and not just materialism, literally worshiping brands. Imagine how foolish you have to be to worship a brand. Imagine how foolish you have to be to worship a piece of clothes because it says Gucci on it. Wow. Imagine what a fool you have to be. Okay? So when we're listening to music like this, it's imprinting those things in our mind. Those are lower frequency perspectives. And by listening to those things, you're choosing to take on a lower frequency. Okay? And also with music, the over-sexualization of society. If you're a man, or a woman too, and you're on the spiritual path, eventually I think you will see the value of retaining your sexual energy. Your sexual energy is powerful. Your sexual energy is what creates life, okay? And society, the shapers of society, the ones that control society, have the people being influenced left and right from music, TV, movies, to want to be just releasing their sexual energy with anybody and for any reason all the time, okay? You want to conserve your sexual energy. You have to. If you're on the path of self-improvement, if you're on the spiritual path, you have to conserve your sexual energy, or at least be more conservative and be conscious of who you are choosing to share it with. I'm going to make more videos on retaining the sexual energy later, semen retention for men. But for me, this has been a game changer over the last 2 or 3 years. Retaining my sexual energy instead of wasting it. It's literally your life force energy. It literally creates life. Okay, so the music you listen to, it's programming you. The food that you eat, what are you eating? Are you paying attention to the ingredients in most foods, most packaged foods that you're buying from the grocery store? Most of it has garbage. If you want to have a healthy spirit, you need a healthy consciousness. You need all aspects of yourself to be healthy. Your body, your mind, your spirit. Okay, so what you're putting into your body also is going to affect the quality of your consciousness. You want to be eating mostly whole foods. Okay? You want to be eating foods that don't have 100 ingredients. If you want to make a meal that has a bunch of ingredients, a bunch of individual ingredients, sure. But if you really want to be feeling great, feeling like you're feeling yourself at a high vibration, you have to be conscious of what you're putting in your body, food-wise. Okay, also physically, you have to be conscious of what drugs you're putting in your body. Are you aware of how alcohol makes your body feel? Like, this is another thing that blows my mind. Alcohol and caffeine, two of the main commercial drugs that are not glamorized, but they're so normalized. Okay, alcohol brings down your vibration. I see why people like it, because it opens them up so they don't have to feel so repressed. We're in a repressed society. Everybody's repressed. People are scared to be their authentic selves. They don't even know what their authentic self is. So alcohol is kind of an escape from that. It gives them a brief period of time to be their authentic self. But are you paying attention to how it makes you feel? It's literally poisoning your body. You can't be drinking alcohol regularly and truly evolving. Okay? Alcohol, in my opinion, is one of the worst drugs. I should have looked up some statistics before this, but I mean, it's horrible. People die from alcoholism all the time. It's literally poisoning your body, poisoning your mind, poisoning your spirit. Cut it out. Caffeine, for me personally, I don't like using caffeine a lot. Really, the way to go is no drugs. Finding the peace naturally. Okay? What else? Okay, also with drugs. I mean, if you're going to use drugs, oh, this is the other one, marijuana. In my journey, marijuana was useful when I was younger. Marijuana, it took my mind from being, my mind was a box. Most of your minds are boxes. They're very defined. Your identity is very defined in a box that was created by your conditioning, your societal conditioning, your family, your life experiences. That has created a box that has become your identity. Marijuana was useful for me early in my journey of breaking the boundaries of that box and showing me, oh, there's stuff outside of this box. There's other ways to think. There's other ways to perceive things. There's a fish. There's other ways to perceive myself. So, marijuana is good for a little while, but at some point, for me, you outgrow it. I used it to find peace, to de-stress, okay? But eventually on your journey, you have to figure out how to do that naturally, okay? There's all kinds of ways you can do that, okay? But most of the ways are gonna come back to living how humans live naturally before technology, okay? So what does that mean? It means coming back to nature. Being with the silence of nature. Not exactly silence, because there's birds. But coming back to nature. Meditating. Retaining your sexual energy and learning to transmute it. In the beginning, it can give you anxiety to have it build up, but you learn to transmute it. So eventually, marijuana has to be given up. So if you're somebody using weed, go ahead, use it for as long as you need it. But know that it's a coping mechanism, probably, almost definitely. And eventually, if you really want to progress, you're going to have to give it up and take your time. You don't have to rush with it. It's not so horrible, but at some point you'll realize it's holding you back. Okay? Other drugs, like psychedelics, I've only used mushrooms. They increase your vibration. They kind of do what marijuana did for me. They open up the box even more, okay? And they also show you deeper insights into the nature of yourself, the nature of reality. I rarely use psychedelics. I've only ever had one big trip, but I recognize, and I still have a desire to do more, but I rarely do them. Like, I did the 1 3-gram trip in 2022. It's 2025 now. I haven't done a big one since then. I still have a desire to have another trip, but eventually even that has to be let go of if you want to truly progress. Okay, so what else? What other inputs are there? The people that you allow into your life. You're not obligated to keep people in your life that you feel are holding you down, okay? And that doesn't mean to be cold-hearted and just kick out anybody in your life that doesn't benefit you. Sometimes you might have somebody that's at a lower vibration than you. They might not be as progressed as you are spiritually or self-developmentally. Okay? And they might still have a bunch of bad habits. but there still might be a value in the exchange of energy there. You might be helping them by being in their life, okay? They might still be teaching you some lessons. But if you have people in your life that literally you're leaving them behind and they don't care to progress, they don't care. If they don't care and they're still living a low frequency life, drinking all the time, chasing sex, being materialistic, gossiping, you don't have to keep those people in your life, including family. You don't have to keep those people in your life. So if you have somebody in your life, friends, family, if it's a coworker, you don't really have control over that. But if you have friends or family that truly are just a dead weight on you, you can feel every time you're with that person, they're holding you down. They bring you down. You always feel lower than when you meet them than before you met them. Cut that person out of your life. That's another input. What else? Pornography. I think this mostly affects men, but for women too, if you're consuming pornography, like, first of all, you're wasting your sexual energy to somebody that's not even in front of you, somebody that's not really in front of you. You're wasting your sexual energy to somebody on a screen. And if it's like most porn that I saw when I watched porn, then it's probably something very negative, something where somebody is being abused, maybe consensually abused, but they're being abused. And it's the porn that I have seen literally portrays the lowest frequency, the lowest vibration of sex. Okay, sex has the potential to be something very powerful. Like I said earlier, it literally has the power to create one of these. One of these. I was created by sex, so are you. Okay, that's powerful. So, are you consuming porn excessively? You know, could you at least cut back on it a little bit? What else? I mean, same thing with TVs, books, the job you choose. This is a tough one, and this is one that I'm struggling with, one that I'm working on. I don't have a job that really fulfills me. It doesn't fulfill me here, so I try to take the lessons out of it that I can for now. But if you're working a job that really is holding you down, you have to be working toward getting out of it. You don't have to hate it, you don't have to resist it, but do what you can to get out of it so you can serve the purpose that God wants for you. And as long as you're in that job, probably that's what God wants for you. But if He put it in you to desire something more fulfilling, then that's what He wants for you. All right, I think that's all I have to say for this video. I hope the algorithm finds people that could use this message. And if you watch this video, I hope you got something out of it. And I hope, at the very least, I've inspired you to maybe get out into nature, be with the water, be with the trees and the sky, be with the animals. All right. So to reiterate the message, what you consume, what you put your attention on, the quality of those things will determine the quality of your own consciousness. If you're consuming low vibration, heavy, dark things, that's how you're going to feel. If you consume high vibration, loving things, fulfilling things, life-giving things, then you're going to feel that. You're going to feel full of life. You're going to feel full of energy, and you're going to feel full of love for this creation that you and I are a part of.